But here you need a samey attack.
Be interesting to see how early the spinners come on for England.
They were brilliant, Mount Maunganui. I thought both spinners, Adil Rashid and Moeen Ali, on a pitch that didn't turn at all. Might find today's conditions slightly more beneficial.
Woke's changing his pace here, bowling a lot of cutters, as did Southee. Well, there's plenty in it for the spinners, especially the wrist spinner. Santner didn't bowl out, but the leg spin of Sodhi got a couple to grip. Look at that delivery to Buttler that went past Southee. So Rashid will remember that, England will remember that.
Great accuracy by Wokes in this over. 5 dot balls. But equally, Colin Munro is just being patient. And I'm sure even if it does end up being a maiden over, that's not going to worry the New Zealanders too much at this point in the game.
Another off-speed delivery, can't get it through, and it is a maiden. Very well bowled. 25 for 1 after 7.
Mark Wood will continue for England. It's been a slow but steady start for New Zealand. Nicely punched into the gap. Colin Munro has seen a lot of the strike lately. 29 balls for his 16.
Been trying for a faster start though.
Well, if you remember, it was about now that England discussed and the running between the wickets became very urgent. Trying to get the run rate going through rotating the strike. Not easy though when you've got 4 players inside the ring on the offside, including a slip, so that makes 5.
Interesting to see what a bounce bowler like Stokes will get out of the surface when he gets an opportunity. We had a tussle out there with the bat. Did a good job in the end. Contribution, 30s. It's up to 30 here. It's a meaningful total.
So far, I don't think we've seen the same extreme level of variable bounce that we saw to begin this match. This was most definitely the toughest end of bat, the one that Kane Williamson's standing at right now. And Mark Wood does tend to hit the pitch hard, and if anyone will get it, then he certainly would.
In the air through. No, it was catchable high. Luckily for Williamson, in the gap.
I think Williamson had concern as soon as he hit it because his head went up very quickly. That gully fielder was there, backward point. And there was a moment where did it go to hand and maybe could have been closer.
Oh, it did fly though, didn't it? Tough for the gully fieldsman. That's Johnny Bairstow. And it was past him like a rocket.
And again, this is classic. just stood up on those toes. It's quite signature Williamson.
He has the ability to let the ball come, play it very late, but the extra pace. Boundary. While Bairstow's in the shade, he's looking back across into all that bright glare into the background, so will not be an easy position on that offside to field. As you said, Scotty was flying.
Oh, well, this one before. That's 3 in a row. 2 4s and 1 2. Expert batting and 5,001 international runs for the New Zealand skipper.
Markwood persisting with the line well outside off stump. That is the onion, as they say, for a player like Kane Williamson. He likes the width. He scores a lot of his runs in that backward point region.
The fastest batsman across all teams, 5,000 ODI runs.
Still got a bit of work, hasn't he? Past Stephen Fleming. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that's really nice.
Here we say classical. Colin Munro talked about the need to slog. He's a quality player. This is just a beautiful off drive, and I think he knew it when he played the follow through and held it.
4.64 is the run rate New Zealand need to go at if they want to win this game. So there is no need to do exactly what you're suggesting, Craig Cumming, and that is to play reckless cricket. He can pick and choose his deliveries. Last over was a maiden that Chris Woakes bowled. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not that tough to catch that up when you only need 4 runs and over.
Good players above Kane Williamson, and some even better ones probably just below. Not better, but some big names. I think Scott just got to understand it is going to be hard work, Colin Munro, but he doesn't need to go at 6 runs and over. Doesn't need 7 and over.
There are pitches where that's possible, and there are others which, if he is to go at that sort of a rate, it's high risk sort of stuff, and this is one of those. New Zealand aren't chasing 300.
That one stood up a little bit there on Munro, and he just pulled back on the shot a little bit. It's good awareness, good control.
It's hit high, hasn't it, up near the splice. 3 slow balls in a row, 120, 121, 118 kilometres an hour for Chris Woakes. And that's what the good bowlers will do. They'll go up and down in their speeds.
England hasn't got any market variation and bounce, but I still think looking at when they get those deliveries there just short of a length straight, it definitely is arriving at just subtly different speeds. There is still variable bounce and pace there. I don't think this pitch has got any better. 42 for 1. Oh, that's one of those sort of skydiving wind machine things, isn't it?
Well, it's normally a typical day in Wellington you can do that, can't you? But it's been so still and mild that we haven't been able to experience it this trip.
Well, that's on the boat, isn't it? The Ovation. Is Ovation a seal? Is that what that boat's called?
When we turn out of ridges, and normally one way or the other down Featherston Street, you either can hardly walk or you have to walk backwards.
That is one amazing boat. That's one very big boat. Right, bowling change here. Tom Curran.
Yeah, skinny bowler. This variation we've seen a slow ball at the back of the hand. New Zealand will be hoping that maybe he skids the ball more when she comes onto the bat.
Well, England will be hoping for one of their bowlers to find the life in the surface. Sometimes some bowlers, you get on a pitch and it's up and down. It doesn't misbehave for all the bowlers. And then one bowler, for reasons unknown, will just get that bit more out of it. You're not going with balls like that, though.
Very much a warm-up delivery for Tom Curran. Speed was good, 134 kilometres an hour, but international class opening batsmen do not miss out on wide full tosses. Yeah, I think that's a good point too, Mark. The last innings, Colin de Grandhomme was the New Zealand bowler who got the most in terms of variable bounce.
Often in New Zealand services, and you think about, our test pitches on day one, they can be green. Often something like Munro, the slower pace is actually the pace that is harder to face. You roll full tosses, it won't matter. But the great thing for Munro, he's now picked up a boundary and a one. So in the last 2 overs, he's picked up 10 himself. I'm sure he'll be feeling a lot more relaxed.
That's excellent. That's good from Tom Curran. Mark Wood just got a fraction too wide to Williamson. This was a bit straighter. The length was good. Not a lot you can do as a batsman. It's what Gavin Larson did a lot of in Wellington, didn't he? That sort of length. Top of off stump. Waited for you to get bored.
Really blocking off that offside to Kane Williamson. Ben Stokes warming up. You'll see him in the background doing some bowling action just in front of point. And then the two players through that cutting zone. They know Williamson, one, he likes to score there, but two, could be a catching opportunity.
There's not many gaps in that cover field, is there?
It's a bit quicker than you think too, Tom Curran, isn't he? He's got up to 137 kilometres an hour. And in the last couple of overs of Chris Wokes, he was simply able to get just over 130. It's a very good slow ball too out of the back of his hand.
Ken gone, 47 for 1.
New Zealand winning the first 10 overs, 11 runs in front, where England were at the same stage. Both had lost one wicket. New Zealand in their chase of 235, lost Guptill early for just 3. Simple catch for Tom Curran. A few hairy moments from Munro early in his innings, could have been run out there. A short ball as well that was taken by Johnny Bairstow. Williamson got going through that backward point region, a couple of nice boundaries. He's moved along to 17, and Colin Munro started to find the middle of the bat. This partnership now worth 35.
Ben Stokes. hit the pitch, fast medium.
Man of the match performance in the last game for Ben Stokes, bat and ball. 2 for 42. There's 8 overs, and he will bowl with the variations. Has a good cut-up off spinner, but he also bowls it hard into the surface. You expect if there's variable bounce, he will certainly find it.
And that's a good area to have batsmen playing, is getting them on the front foot. Not half volleys, but throughout the England innings, it was when they played off the front foot was when they struggled to time the ball and found it very difficult to pierce the field. Just there.
On top of that too, Owen Morgan has been similar to New Zealand captain Kane Williamson, mid on and mid off. Spent a lot of time up inside the circle for Williamson, outside half of the bat. And Owen Morgan is adopting the same tactic, saying if you want to try and hit it over their heads, go ahead. But you will need to time it, which has proved difficult so far.
Well, I like the approach they've had to Williamson so far and asking him to play into the offside. Because what they wanted Williamson to do is try to manipulate the ball into the onside to rotate the strike. And if it is arriving at different heights and different paces, that's when you bring the leading edge into play. Top edges, inside edges.
Should bowl well to Williamson too. Likes to use the bounce on good surfaces to work it on the leg side, but Stokes will it in. So he's slightly wider at the crease. He'll look to hit off stump, ramping up that offside. And you ask Williamson, if you want to go to third man, it's a high risk. You could chop it on. But it's not easy on the surface then to clip it through the leg side like we've become accustomed to watching.
Tiny start by Stokes, 48 for 1. Trouble on that line. Big trouble for everyone.
Well, I thought when he hit it, it was going straight down the fielder's throat. And I think Munro might have as well. He looked up. It was just a little clip. It was a natural reaction and went very, very, very high. Wood made plenty of ground. And everyone was interested, but he couldn't quite get there.
One of the rare times as a batsman where you start worrying when you time it too well. You didn't try and hit it that hard.
Oh, has he hit this one hard enough? You bet he has. That one's sixer. 4 runs.
This is almost deja vu all over again. Just picked up on the leg side. Hasn't tried to hit it too hard again. Mark Wood running around to his right. Almost gets there.
Well, if you're hitting catches, you'd be delighted with yourself. You're doing that, making your fielder run, full dive and not quite get there.